Howdy, hi, Sherry. Uh, and hello, Carol. As I get started today, I just had it in my mind. Oh, the big orange one. And I was glad to see this. We get our PBS out of New York City. They were showing some kind of educational cartoon on live feed. They've got the dumbass is out there talking about how he's going to protect seniors. Yeah, it just now dawns on him. I'm going to start from the back page with a story from Lawrence O'Donnell on the last word, and I'm starting at the back again. Lawrence talks with Katie Porter about Donald Trump saying Tuesday that 5 million tests a day. But yesterday, he says he didn't say that. Not only do I say double speak, uh, Chris Cuomo also had on his show. He called it doublespeak. He takes back everything he says. It's on videotape, but he didn't say that. And of course, the low hanging fruit, hang on all of that. The thing that pissed me off just a few minutes ago is they're having armed protesters again in Michigan. This is unbelievable. And he caused all this shit. Just a second, I just knocked the wire over on the keyboard. Oh, and I'm starting to think this is the nightmare on Pennsylvania Avenue. And let's go on with the story about they also talked about Envision Healthcare cutting physicians' pay amid the crisis. These same companies are pouring millions of dollars in dark money into political ads. She said they're paying for those ads, but they don't have the money to keep the physicians on the job. And next, Lawrence talked with, and they're lucky in this situation in Iowa. One of the plants, uh, he talked to Representative Abby Finkenauer, Democrat, Iowa, about the Tyson plant in Iowa, her district. 183 test positive, but they've had no deaths so far. But in Georgia, the Georgia Tyson plant in Camilla, Georgia, refuses to report the number of positives cases, and 3 deaths have occurred. This is the beginning of cover up now that they say they have to be open. Donnie says they have to be open. Also, I saw something on a post earlier, and let me get back to page one, put my good paper over here. I also saw a post about Donnie's plan with the Defense Department to make sure that other countries, remember I believe it was in New Jersey, don't hold me to that, but they had to fly in. No, wait a minute. It might have been Washington, D.C. But in any case, what they had to do was secretly fly in PPEs and supplies to keep the president from confiscating them with FEMA. He's going to stop that shit. You can't buy from foreign countries. And I will remind people, the damn dumbass, before he would admit this was a big deal back in March, what he did was they ordered 3,600 surgical masks from Taiwan and had those delivered to the White House. They're also testing everybody on a daily basis. Well, you can't get a test. Shit. Uh, on Rachel, Jared Kushner went on TV on Fox, state run TV, that the coronavirus is a big success for the administration. And he says that is Waterloo, Iowa, is Black Hawk County, where they have over 1,300 COVID 19 cases. And they interviewed a doctor. Well, actually, she was on, I believe it's Black Hawk County Community Television. Did this doctor, Dr. Sharon Duclos, was in tears talking about they didn't have a big problem there. But after all, that's a little county, and they're seeing how it's spreading all around the country, and then they've got it right there. It's not a lot of cases now, but she was in tears talking about uh, the way they're seeing it from far away, and friends and families start facing it that they can't see their family member and can't visit the hospital. Social distancing is important as their state opens up. Her plea was to keep up the social distancing to minimize the toll that it can take. Minimize the death toll. And then Dr. Dan Glasscock spoke of the high volume of patients flooding into that hospital in that county. Governor Reynolds of Iowa and Governor Ricketts of Nebraska risk unemployment, or those who refuse to return to their jobs risk unemployment benefits. And Trump administration signals support from allies. Conservative groups fight against the virus orders. A network of conservative leaders, donors, and organizations has launched a legal onslaught against states and local restrictions intended to slow the spread of coronavirus. They have been empowered by increasing support from a powerful ally. The Justice Department's on the case too. And see, they didn't start this until we're in the middle of a crisis. The Republicans must go home in November. Those that are running for office, we have to send them home. We have got to get the orange idiot out of the White House before he kills the whole nation. He doesn't care. He's doing this for Russia. They have waited, the Republican Party and conservatives, organizations and all that, their leaders have waited till thousands have died, and now it's time to open up. Really? It points out what this is about, baby. Money, money, money. This is what that's about. Colorado, Minnesota, Idaho, Nebraska have hotspots and outbreaks in meat packing plants. A functioning government had guidelines that had mandatory guidelines, but the Trump administration says you can do these guidelines, they are not mandatory. In other words, just ignore them because money talks and shit walks. That's what that's about. It would cost them money to work it out in the plants where they could safely operate. So now the CDC and the FDA and all others involved in the chump administration have told them, no, you don't have to do that. We've got the guidelines for you, but you do not have to do it. It's not mandatory. And that's because of his executive order. Let's see. Black Hawk County Sheriff last week, Tony Thompson, the Tyson food plant has impacted their operation because of COVID-19 spread. Their operation has negatively impacted COVID-19 spread in my community. We can't let it sit and not stand up and say something. More than 1,000 cases in 1 week, almost double when he talked last week on Rachel's show. And in the meantime, the GDP sinks 4.8% in the first quarter, biggest drop since 2008, and the worst is yet to come. He's bragging yesterday that they're going to have a great fourth quarter. Mass layoffs in cities and states amid the coronavirus fallout threatening education, sanitation, health, and safety. All right, let's see. Cities like Dayton, Ohio has furloughed 25% reduction of staff and has affected public services, including the city's water department. Just one example of one city, but happening all over. And with almost $3 trillion allocated to tiny sliver to the states and local governments. That's because of Republicans want to break every blue state, and I can guarantee you in red states, they're going to get their money. Guest Paul Klugman arguing with, or his book is called Arguing with Zombies. Boy, is that the truth. Washington could sell bonds, and there are things they could do, and they could get something done about the testing, but they're not going to do it. That's for the elite, people. You Republicans need to wake up. Unless you're the uber wealthy, they don't give a shit about you. We have millionaires right here in Kirksville, Missouri. They couldn't give a damn about them because they're worth maybe $1-2 million. Excuse me. Damn it. Mitch the bitch said they should file bankruptcies. The states should. Now he says states with a catch. If they'll go along with conservative thinking, they can get some funding that they need to reopen and restart the economy, but only if they do it Mitch's way. That's why that asshole's going home. And Klugman talked about there's a time coming that all states are hard pressed to call the Senate and tell Mitch this is not a good idea. The red states and local governments are affected amid the coronavirus crisis. And that was his hope that what will happen is eventually red states, to get any money out of this damn government, they're going to have to tell the senators to tell McConnell to sit down and shut up. And Republicans, and I don't know this to be true, this was from Cuomo. One thing we need is for Donald Trump, and he was talking about uh, Republicans. No, wait a minute, that's another story. This is where he said should quit talking in doublespeak. Uh, Tampa Bay Times, Florida. Uh, Florida State is keeping medical examiners from releasing coronavirus death data. They claim first about privacy, and then they claimed it was about these aren't full-time residents. What the fuck does it matter whether they're full-time residents? They're spreading the coronavirus, but they don't want you to know how many people died. Uh, then a little bit from Don Lemon. Just last week, the total death toll would be between 50 to 60,000 deaths by August, according to the orange one. Well, we see that didn't work, Donnie. Dr. Fauci delivers uh, a building. Oh, I couldn't read my writing. I made that a little too small. Delivers a building block of treating the virus. And he had a good point on the last word. If Donnie hadn't let his ego get in the way, maybe we would have been a little better place. And Donald Trump also hurt himself with his own political ego. House Select Committee on Coronavirus Crisis is going to be the Republicans are yet to name. They can name 5 Republicans to that committee, and that is also besides the commission on how the funding is being used. This will also play a part in that. Jim Clyburn, Democrat, South Carolina. Maxine Waters, Democrat, California. Carolyn Mahoney, Democrat of New York. Nadia Valaquez, Democrat, New York. Andy Kim, Democrat, New Jersey. Jamie Raskin, Democrat, Maryland. Bill Foster, Democrat. I can't tell. Oh, Alabama. 5 Republican minority or can be on the committee, but they haven't decided yet who's going to do that. Oh, that's about all I've got. It's just another thing I wanted to talk about, and this happens to be one of my friends that I get a lot of good information out of, but I do not like what I'm seeing from his posting. He's supposedly on the side of progressives, and what he's been responsible for here lately is posting things about demented Joe Biden. That is not helping. Bernie Sanders has already told his supporters to vote for Joe Biden because Bernie Sanders is not going to be in it. It's over with for Bernie Sanders, and people need to pull together and get a Democrat in that White House. And that is Joe Biden. That's what we have to go with. We have to unite behind that candidate to get this orange virus out of the White House, our house. It doesn't belong to Donald J. Trump and his damn family or his stinking damn fascist damn cabinet. It belongs to the American people. He works for us, except he's shown he works for the elite that you dumbass Republicans thought he was going after. He's not. He put them in the White House to where they can have anything they want. And they've proven it time and again. Like this thing with the Defense Department. We can't, as states or local governments, cannot buy materials to protect the hospital workers, the doctors, the nurses, and those on the front line in this battle from a foreign country. Oh, that's real good. See, that's a fascist idea right there. Got to let the private industry make all the money on it right here in this country. Money, baby. Shit. Well, in any case, I'm going to kind of skip over what I usually do. I want to look over here and say hi to people. I will be going back through the live in a little while. Hello, Bonnie. Hello, Sherry. Hello, Dennis. Hello, Karen. Hello, Brian. Didn't draw quite as many, got 5 likes already. And I realized too, since I wasn't able to send it out but to a couple groups, I'm finding that most times people are going to find it in public feed. If they don't find it in public feed, uh, I mean news feed basically, they will find it on my timeline. And that's working better and better. I have seen where I posted on some groups and not even one person likes it, but see on YouTube, I can't tell how many look at it. If you've already gone to another site or came up here and liked and shared from here, uh, I really can't tell that, and I also can't tell that maybe you saw my video, you liked it, but you're liking it. Uh, on my timeline, perhaps. I just don't have any idea. I will tell you and it's our YouTube channel. I am for the Blue Dot family. That's who I work for. And by doing that, uh, that's why I say it's our channel. It's not my channel, it's our channel. And I just wanted to stress that. I will put out my memes again for how you can help me out because unlike young people, they're taking their money and just pissing it to the wind. We're not. We're hanging on to what we got. We're taking care of bills right now and trying to catch up some things. But there, with this president in there and fighting against him to get him out of office, there's going to come times that I can always use a little help too. As you well know as Blue Dot family members, it is not a requirement, and I will always be out here. It scared the hell out of me yesterday. Turns out we talked with some other folks that have phone lines and things like that online. It was Sparklight's fault. Our It's actually a cable company, but I only get their cable modem to do these shows. They were down for about 10 minutes yesterday. And I thought, what the hell is this? I knew I had paid the bill. And we confirmed it with another company that, yeah, around that time, they had a 10-minute period that they weren't online at all. And evidently, depending on how they get their phone lines were dead too, like ours was. All right, I just thought I'd tell you about that, and that's all settled and everything's fine on that end. Uh, all right, thank you, Brian. Thank you. Uh, if you're not a subscriber and you happen to be out there, I know a lot of you are not able to comment. I don't know why that is. Uh, Nature of the beast, I guess. Uh, there are still some that are loyal watchers, viewers of what I do, and they still can't comment until after it's over with. And down below, the subscribe button are comments, and they leave comments every week. Uh, Sometimes that's because they didn't get here on time. Other times is because they can't comment in the My Blue Room while this is going on. So I hope you will hang with me. We're at 147. We were at 145 the last time I did a YouTube show. So it's growing. Our channel is growing for the Blue Dot family. I love this Blue Dot family. I love being an American. And I'm sure that if you're watching me, you love being an American too. And hello, Lisa. Welcome. Yeah. Wow. You can't comment on Facebook, but yet you can come to my chat room. See, this is a weird world. And the closer we get to that election, I'm seeing more and more posts and stuff are being blocked. You just can't post the stuff because supposedly the owner took it down. It seems to be more than that. But I've run my mouth for long enough today. I appreciate everybody watching my show. And of course, tomorrow, I will announce tonight, tomorrow will be my last show on Facebook for the week. My anniversary, and me and Grace's anniversary, is on May 2nd, 34 years. And that was a stipulation that on my anniversary, I'm not going to be doing a YouTube show. I wonder why. Damn. No, I agree with her. That's our time. So uh, tomorrow will actually be my last show on Facebook for the week. Uh, I will let you go at this time. I want you to like and share down at the bottom. And I will see you tomorrow on the Beer and Bud edition of my Friday show, my last day of the week. Have a good one and share this shit. Get it out there. We have got to stop that fascist dictator that we have in our house. Thank you for coming. See you tomorrow. Bye bye. Share this shit.